lovely people, welcome back to my channel. For those who are joining us for the first time, my name is Stella and I'd like to share about my experience as a migrant living in Australia. And the other week I did a video on things I hate about Australia, and a lot of you were in my inbox. Some of you emailed me and on Insta asking me, do you really hate living in Australia? And as much as I put a disclaimer on that video and say that I love so many things about Australia, I think a lot of you were still torn. And the reason why I'm doing this video, and a lot of you were very curious about, is it possible to actually follow your passion in Australia? Is it possible to actually make it in your career life? And it's absolutely possible, and I'm just gonna share today a few tips on how I was able to navigate the work environment and how I was able to actually find a job in the line of what I studied. So I know a lot of you have watched other YouTube videos of African migrants who actually say that the only jobs that there are for Africans is just the odd jobs such as cleaning or working as a carer. And by saying that, there's no way I would say those are bad jobs. I actually got to do those jobs when I was studying. I did work as a cleaner immediately when I came to Australia, and I also worked at the airport as a salesperson. I also did caring for a while, and then I moved to retail. And then I moved to now what I do as an accountant. So those jobs are not bad, but they always, if you feel unhappy about those jobs, then you need to do something about it, because a lot of us do spend a fortune at uni. I spent 60,000, for example, to take myself through uni, because I did a master's program. So you're looking at 4 semesters, and a semester is about 16,000. So it is quite a big investment, and I can see totally why some of you would ask, then do you regret actually spending all that money to actually come in Australia? So I have spoken about some of the challenges that I've experienced, of course, living in Australia, and if you haven't, you can always check out that video. But at the end of the day, I don't regret one bit, and I know there are a lot of things that you have to do to actually navigate through the corporate world and to actually make it, and I'm gonna share some of the things that I did. And the first thing that I did was, and everyone who's actually looking for a job at this moment, is networking, especially if you live in Perth. I always say that Perth is such a close-knit family. It's like this person knows that person. You know, if you're working in, for example, in education, the people working in that industry already know each other, you know, and you'll see people swapping jobs from one company to another because they get recommended, you know. The same thing if you're working in engineering, you'll find those people working in the engineering companies know each other. So whenever there's an opening, they know who to let them know about. So it's very, very important to networking. And one of the things that I really regret personally was that at uni I didn't network much, because I was so busy and so caught up trying to, you know, go to work, you know, earn the money. I was excited, you know, earning. Because here in Australia, the good thing, there's a lot of decency for labor. So even if you're working as a cleaner, you're looking at earning about $25 an hour, and that's good money, you know. So I was really, you know, engraved into the working and earning money and being able to pay my school fees and living a good life. And I missed out a lot on networking. I barely went for most of the networking activities at uni, and also, you know, the opportunity to network with my lecturers. Some of the girls, actually, some of my friends that I studied with had very good rapport with the lecturers, and they ended up finding really good jobs in some of the big accounting firms. Some of them work for PwC, Deloitte. And you can see how the power of networking is so important in this country. So I always say that if you're looking for a job, especially for those who graduated, by the way, congratulations. Those who just graduated, I know the graduations were going on, I think a month ago. So just make sure to network. And some of the things that you can do, there are a lot of networking activities. Even if you're already out of uni, make sure that there are activities organized by probably CPA or CA if you're an accountant. Just find those networking activities, go there, and just show up and try to network. And there are so many books and videos that you can watch on YouTube on how to network. The second thing that I think this is what really opened the door for me in the corporate world is just being the best version of yourself. And this can sound a little bit cliche, but to be honest, a lot of people don't remember that every day that you show up, wherever you are, you could be working in a kitchen, you could be working in a restaurant as a barista, you could be working in aged care, but in that same environment, in that same opportunity, it might not be your passion, it might not be what you really love doing, but be the best version of yourself in that environment. And you've had people who are working those positions which it's not what they studied for, but from that position they're able to grow within the same company. And for me, I remember how actually I got my first job is that I'd gone to a school, and this particular school was going particularly to get trained on doing the PTE test, which is one of the requirements that you need in order to apply for permanent residence in Australia. And I was in that school, I was showing up, I always went to school dressed well, I was always very participating. I made sure to know people around the school, even the people that I wasn't dealing with directly. And everybody was like, oh yeah, that girl Stella, she's very nice. And at the end of my training, something beautiful happened, because the coordinator, the one who was doing the classes, asked me, would you love to work for the company? And I was like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I've been looking for a job. And I went for an interview, and one step after another, I ended up working for that company for 2 years. So being the best version of yourself will take you so far. I know sometimes it's easy to give up because everybody tells you otherwise, but just try to always follow your passion. Try to be the best version of yourself, because people will always remember. People will always remember. You ever go to McDonald's, or maybe in the driveway, or any of the shops, the retail shops, and you remember that lady who treated you so nicely, that lady who went the extra mile to ask you, do you need extra service? What sauce would you like? Thanks for shopping here. You always remember. And that's the same thing with human beings. They will always remember, and just being the best version of yourself will open gates that you never dreamt of. Okay, the other thing that I would say that can help you as well to find a job here in Australia, and this happens to a lot of people, as we're working in the different jobs, and a lot of people, I'll tell you, most migrants are working in jobs that they don't love. And the other thing is that they also just working as a means to an end, and they've studied. I have met engineers, I've met people who've done really I once had a student who, when I was doing another job teaching English, I had a student who had actually studied as a doctor, and he was dealing with an anesthetic doctor. Can you imagine? And he was doing a job that he didn't like, and he had totally given up, finding a job. And it's like, you went through all those years of studying, and you want to give up on your dream, and that's one thing that a lot of mistake people do, is that, and time does fly quite a lot. You were there 1 year, 2 years working in that job that you don't like, but you already gave up on your dream. So please just never ever give up. Keep chasing your dreams, keep applying for jobs, keep going for those networking events, and just never give up, because I believe that where there's a will, there's a way. But the minute you give up on that dream, then it becomes a whole different story. But sometimes as well, when I share my story and how I've been able to navigate through the career life, because ever since I finished my studies, I got in directly into the corporate world. But people will be like, oh, you're one of the few lucky ones. But I don't believe in luck. And actually, the best definition of luck that I live by is that luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So I'm just gonna repeat that: luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So you have to prepare for that opportunity every single day. So if you're an accountant and you've not been able, for example, to have any relevant work experience, you can try to read more about some of the accounting softwares that people are using here in Australia. So read about them, try to learn a few things here and there, try to learn some of the basic accounting things, for example, how to do account receivables or payables, or how to do, there are so many things that you can learn today from the internet. So even when you get that opportunity to go for a job interview, you've been preparing, and that way you can show more you can sound more competent, you can sound more, like what is, you know what's up, you know what's going on, and people will always hire you when they know that you go out of your way to actually improve yourself. So with that said, I again don't regret coming to Australia. The career path can be a little bit challenging, but you will be able to make it. I know so many people, so many of my friends that have been able to navigate the career life, and they are working in lines of what they studied for. So don't be fooled, don't be make sure you also hang out with people who are better than you, people who are doing better than you. That way they can be able to guide you, they can be able to see the best in you, they can be able to share those opportunities with you. So sometimes you have to make that deliberate effort to actually make friends, to expand your circle, not just stay in your circle of just, if you're a Kenyan, you just want to hang into the Kenyans and you don't want to be interacting with other people. So why are you in Australia if you just want to hang out with Kenyans, Seriously, just try to expand your circle, try to know more people, try to find people who are doing better than you as well, because that helps you to keep you motivated, helps you to keep you grounded, because you have to always remember what you really want in life, and that way you're able to stay vogue and chase your dreams, So with that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope it was not too much rambling, and you got a few tips from me here and there, and I certainly wish you all the best. And I really enjoyed the new participation that I've had and the engagement that I've had. So thank you so much for all of you, all the 800 of you. I hope that I wish, my goal is to get to 1,000 at least by December. So please, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do, and always feel free to. Sometimes people don't want to write comments, but it's okay. I have my email address there, I have my Instagram, so follow me. That's where all the jazz is happening. And thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate. I really love having these live stories, and I want to do more of them. I want to connect more with you guys. I want to inspire you. And if you have anything that you'd like to ask or you'd like me to talk about in my video, please do leave a comment, and I'll be happy to actually tackle the topic. So thank you so much again, and happy Sunday, and stay safe. Bye.